Did you know that the Siberian Husky is one of the oldest and purest dog breeds in the world, with origins that date back over 3,000 years? Researchers studying canine genetics at the University of California found that Huskies share a direct lineage with ancient sled dogs once used by the Chukchi people in Siberia. That means when you look at your Husky, you're literally seeing a living piece of history. But here's the interesting part. While they are stunning and full of personality, many Husky owners struggle with understanding their unique behaviors. Why do they howl instead of bark? Why do they have so much energy even after long walks? And what makes them so famously stubborn yet deeply affectionate? In this video, you're going to discover 10 fascinating facts about the Siberian Husky that will not only surprise you, but also help you understand your dog on a much deeper level. Whether you already live with one of these incredible dogs or you're just curious about the breed, by the end of this video, you'll see Huskies in a whole new light. Fact number 1. The Husky's talking nature. One of the most charming and surprising traits of the Siberian Husky is their unique way of communicating. Unlike most dog breeds that rely heavily on barking, Huskies are famous for their howls, talking sounds, and even what seems like singing. Researchers in animal communication have noted that this vocal tendency comes from their wolf-like ancestors, where howling was essential for long-distance communication across icy terrains. That's why when your Husky throws back its head and lets out a dramatic howl, it isn't just being loud, it's tapping into a very old instinct. The science behind this lies in their pack mentality. Huskies are highly social animals, and howling is their way of bonding, announcing their presence or responding to sounds like sirens or music. In fact, many owners notice their Huskies joining in when the family sings or when a baby cries. It's their way of being part of the group. So, what can you do about it? If you live in an apartment or a neighborhood with close neighbors, managing this behavior can be tricky. The best approach is not to punish the howling, but instead to provide plenty of exercise and stimulation because boredom makes them more vocal. You can also train them to respond to a quiet command by rewarding silence, gradually teaching them when it's appropriate to howl and when it's not. On an emotional level, when your Husky talks to you, it's actually showing trust and connection. It sees you as part of its pack, someone worth communicating with. So the next time your Husky gives you a dramatic howl or a silly woo-woo, take a moment to appreciate it. It's their way of saying, I'm here with you, and you're part of my family. Fact number 2. Their double coat is built for survival. The Siberian Husky's fur isn't just beautiful, it's a masterpiece of evolution. Huskies have a thick double coat designed to withstand temperatures as low as 60 degrees, 51 degrees. The undercoat is dense and soft, acting like insulation to trap body heat, while the outer coat is made of longer, water-resistant guard hairs that shield against snow and ice. This unique adaptation comes from centuries of surviving in the harsh Siberian Arctic, where protection against extreme cold was a matter of life and death. From a scientific perspective, their double coat is what allows Huskies to run and pull sleds for hours without succumbing to frostbite or hypothermia. However, it's also the reason they shed so dramatically twice a year, a process often called blowing coat. During these periods, owners may feel like they're living inside a snow globe of dog fur. This heavy shedding is nature's way of preparing the Husky for seasonal temperature shifts, ensuring comfort in both icy winters and surprisingly warm summers. What can you do as an owner? The best care for a Husky's coat involves regular brushing, ideally several times a week, and daily during shedding season. Avoid shaving their coat, as this disrupts their natural insulation and can lead to overheating or even skin issues. Instead, invest in high-quality grooming tools and help them shed naturally. A well-maintained coat not only keeps them healthy, but also minimizes fur piles around your home. On a deeper level, grooming sessions are more than just maintenance. They're bonding rituals. When you brush your Husky, you're not only supporting its health, but also reinforcing trust and affection. Your Husky will come to see grooming as a shared routine, strengthening the emotional connection between you and your dog. So every time you pick up that brush, remember, you're not just managing fur, you're nurturing your bond. Fact number 3, endless energy and the need to run. If there's one thing that defines the Siberian Husky, it's their boundless energy. This breed was developed by the Chukchi people to pull sleds over vast distances, sometimes covering more than 100 miles in a single day. That incredible stamina is still hardwired into modern Huskies, which is why a simple walk around the block often isn't enough to satisfy them. Their bodies are built for endurance, and their minds crave adventure. Scientifically, Huskies are known for their unusually efficient metabolism. Studies have shown that sled dogs can switch their bodies into a fat-burning mode that allows them to keep going without the typical fatigue that hits other animals. This is why Huskies can maintain a high level of activity for hours, and also why they sometimes seem to have an almost endless supply of energy at home. So, what can you do as an owner? Exercise is absolutely non-negotiable. Aim for at least 2 hours of vigorous activity per day. This can include long runs, hiking, agility training, or even pulling activities like canicross. Mental stimulation is just as important. Puzzle toys, scent games, and obedience training help keep their sharp minds engaged. Without sufficient outlets, Huskies may channel their energy into destructive behaviors like digging, chewing, or trying to escape. On the emotional side, when you provide your Husky with the exercise it craves, you're not just preventing bad behavior, you're giving them the fulfillment they were bred for. Running beside you, exploring trails, or playing games becomes their way of bonding. For a Husky, physical activity isn't just about burning energy, it's about sharing adventures with their pack, you. And every time you meet that need, you deepen the trust and connection in your relationship. Before we move on, let me ask you something real quick. If you're enjoying this video and want to keep learning more about animal behavior, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps us keep bringing this kind of content to you. And tell me in the comments, does your Husky also seem to have endless energy? I'd love to hear how your dog spends it during the day. Fact number 4, the great escape artist. If you've ever heard stories about Huskies breaking out of yards or slipping their collars, they're absolutely true. Siberian Huskies are notorious escape artists, driven by their adventurous spirit and natural curiosity. Their sled dog heritage taught them to travel long distances, and that instinct hasn't gone away. A fence or a closed door often feels like just another challenge to outsmart. From a behavioral science perspective, this escape tendency stems from 2 key traits: high intelligence and strong prey drive. Huskies are problem solvers. If they see a weak spot in a fence, they'll dig under it, climb over it, or even learn to open gates. Pair that with their instinct to chase after small animals like squirrels, rabbits, or even neighborhood cats, and you've got a recipe for frequent Houdini moments. So, what's the solution? Prevention is everything. A Husky-proof yard requires fences at least 6 feet tall, ideally with reinforcement at the base to prevent digging. When outdoors, supervision is crucial, and harnesses are often more secure than collars during walks. Mental stimulation also reduces escape attempts. If your Husky is mentally and physically satisfied, it's less likely to seek adventure elsewhere. On an emotional level, it's important not to misinterpret escapes as disobedience or lack of love. When your Husky tries to run, it's not running away from you, it's running toward its instinct. Understanding this perspective helps you respond with patience and strategy instead of frustration. And when you create a safe environment that honors their adventurous nature, your Husky learns it can trust you to provide both freedom and security. That balance is the key to turning an escape artist into a loyal companion who still feels the thrill of adventure by your side. Fact number 5, striking eyes with a story. One of the most iconic features of the Siberian Husky is its piercing eyes. Whether icy blue, warm amber, or a mix of both, their gaze is unforgettable. Some Huskies even have heterochromia, where each eye is a different color, which only adds to their mystique. But these eyes are more than just beautiful. They tell a story about the breed's genetics and adaptation. Scientists explain that the blue eyes often seen in Huskies are linked to a specific gene mutation unique to the breed. Unlike many other dogs, this trait isn't connected to albinism or health issues. It's simply a natural variation that became common because of selective breeding by the Chukchi people. Amber eyes, on the other hand, are tied to their closer genetic relationship with wolves, giving them that wild, primal look. What can you do as an owner? While husky eyes are generally healthy, their genetics can make them prone to certain conditions like cataracts or corneal dystrophy. Regular veterinary checkups are crucial, and keeping an eye out, literally for cloudiness or changes in vision, can help prevent long-term issues. Protecting their eyes from harsh sunlight or irritants during outdoor adventures is also a good habit to build. On an emotional level, the eyes of a husky hold incredible power in building connection. When your dog locks eyes with you, it's not just looking, it's bonding. Studies in animal psychology have shown that when dogs and owners make eye contact, both experience a release of oxytocin, the love hormone, strengthening their emotional bond. So, the next time you catch your husky staring at you with those mesmerizing eyes, remember, it's more than just a look. It's their way of saying, "You are my person, and I trust you completely." Fact number 6, masters of the cold, but not fans of heat. Siberian Huskies were bred to thrive in some of the coldest environments on Earth. With their dense double coat, thick paw pads, and even fur lining inside their ears, they are perfectly adapted to freezing temperatures. In Siberia, these traits allowed them to pull sleds across icy landscapes for hours without losing body heat. Even today, huskies can happily play in snowstorms that would send most dogs running for cover. However, the flip side of this adaptation is that huskies are highly sensitive to heat. Their bodies are not designed for hot climates, and overheating can quickly become dangerous. Unlike humans, dogs don't sweat to cool down. They rely on panting, and for a husky, this isn't always enough in warm weather. That's why you'll often see them seeking shade, lying on cool tiles, or digging shallow holes to rest in the cool earth. So, how can you help as an owner? In warmer climates, exercise your husky early in the morning or late in the evening when temperatures are lower. Provide plenty of fresh water and never shave their coat. Despite what it looks like, their fur actually helps regulate temperature and protect their skin. Cooling mats, shaded play areas, and even frozen treats can make a big difference in keeping them comfortable. On an emotional level, caring for your husky in the heat shows them that you understand and respect their natural needs. Every time you adjust your routine to protect them from the sun, you're building trust and strengthening your bond. To your husky, these small acts of care send a big message. You're safe with me, no matter the climate. And that reassurance is as vital to their happiness as the snow once was to their ancestors. Fact number 7, the husky smile. One of the most heart-melting sights for any husky owner is the famous husky smile. With their expressive faces, slightly upturned mouths, and bright eyes, huskies often look like they're grinning. This isn't just your imagination. Researchers in canine behavior note that dogs use facial expressions to communicate with humans, and huskies, being highly social, have mastered this art. Scientifically, the husky smile is part of what's known as social mimicry. Dogs evolved alongside humans for thousands of years, and over time, they developed the ability to mirror our emotions and expressions. When a husky smiles, it's not exactly the same as human happiness, but it's a signal of relaxation, comfort, and connection. Their open-mouthed grin often appears during play, after exercise, or when they're simply content in your presence. What can you do as an owner? Pay attention to the context of that smile. If it's paired with relaxed ears and wagging tails, it's a sign of pure joy. But if it comes with stiff posture or other tension signals, it could mean stress or overheating. Understanding these subtle cues helps you respond to your husky's needs more effectively, whether that means giving them space to cool down or joining in their playtime. On a deeper level, the husky smile is a powerful reminder of the bond you share. When your dog flashes that goofy, tongue-out grin, it's not just being cute. It's acknowledging the happiness it feels around you. Every smile is their way of saying, "I'm safe, I'm loved, and I'm glad you're here." And when you smile back, you're reinforcing that bond, creating a feedback loop of joy between you and your four-legged friend. Fact, charade. Strong pack mentality. Siberian Huskies are true pack animals at heart. Bred to work side by side with other dogs in sled teams, they developed a deep-rooted social nature that thrives on companionship and cooperation. This pack instinct doesn't disappear in modern homes. In fact, it often shows up in how they bond with their human families and even other pets. A husky doesn't just want to live with you, it wants to belong with you. From a behavioral science perspective, huskies show strong signs of social dependency. Studies of pack dogs reveal that they rely on group structure to feel secure and balanced. That's why Huskies often struggle when left alone for long periods. They're not being needy, they're simply wired to be surrounded by their pack. This can sometimes lead to separation anxiety, which may appear as destructive chewing, howling, or attempts to escape. So, what can you do as an owner? The key is to honor their pack-driven instincts. Provide plenty of social interaction every day, not just with you, but ideally with other dogs too. Dog parks, play dates, or even group training classes can fulfill their need for companionship. If long absences are unavoidable, consider enrichment toys, doggy daycare, or a second pet for company. On the emotional side, recognizing your Husky's pack mentality helps you see its behavior in a new light. When your Husky follows you from room to room, curls up at your feet, or greets you with overwhelming enthusiasm, it's not just seeking attention, it's reaffirming its place in your team. Every time you include your Husky in your daily life, you're speaking its natural language. You're not alone, you're part of my pack. And for a Husky, there's no greater comfort than that. Fact number 9, remarkable stamina and athleticism. Siberian Huskies aren't just energetic, they're natural-born athletes. Historically, they were bred to pull sleds across vast stretches of frozen land, often traveling incredible distances with very little rest. Even today, modern Huskies retain this remarkable stamina, making them one of the most enduring and agile dog breeds in the world. From a scientific standpoint, studies on sled dogs show that Huskies possess a unique metabolism that allows them to conserve energy and recover faster than most other breeds. Their muscles are built for endurance rather than bursts of speed, which is why they can run mile after mile without tiring. This same physiology also makes them excellent competitors in sports like ski joring, bike joring, or canicross, where their athletic nature truly shines. So, what can you do as an owner? To keep a Husky healthy and happy, regular exercise is essential. Beyond daily walks, they thrive on activities that challenge both body and mind. Long hikes, agility courses, or pulling-based sports are ideal outlets. Without these opportunities, their excess energy can easily turn into restlessness or destructive behavior at home. On an emotional level, engaging with your Husky's athletic side is one of the most fulfilling ways to bond. When you run together, tackle a trail, or teach them new physical skills, you're not just burning energy, you're sharing an experience that speaks to their very essence. For your Husky, these moments are the ultimate form of teamwork. Every leap, sprint, or playful challenge is their way of saying, "We're in this together." And that connection, built through shared activity, is one of the strongest bonds you can create with your dog. Fact number 10. Independent but deeply loyal. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Siberian Husky's personality is the balance between independence and loyalty. Unlike some breeds that constantly seek direction, Huskies are known for their stubborn streak and free-thinking nature. This independence comes from their sled dog roots, where they often had to make quick decisions in harsh environments, even ignoring human commands if it meant keeping the team safe. From a behavioral science perspective, this trait reflects high intelligence and problem-solving ability. Huskies don't just follow orders blindly, they evaluate situations and sometimes act on their own judgment. While this can be frustrating for owners during training, it's actually a sign of their remarkable adaptability and survival instinct. So, what can you do as an owner? Training a Husky requires patience, consistency, and positive reinforcement. Traditional dominance-based methods often backfire, as Huskies are more motivated by respect and rewards than fear. Keeping sessions fun, short, and engaging is the best way to earn their cooperation. Setting clear boundaries while offering plenty of mental stimulation will help channel their independence productively. On the emotional side, it's important to understand that a Husky's independence doesn't mean it loves you any less. In fact, their loyalty runs deep. When they choose to bond with you, it's out of genuine trust, not just obedience. That loyalty shows in the little things. The way they rest their head on your lap after a long day, how they glance back to check you're following on a walk, or the joy they radiate when you return home. A Husky may not always do exactly what you want, but its love and devotion are constant. And that unique blend of free spirit and heartfelt loyalty is what makes living with a husky so extraordinary. So, there you have it. 10 fascinating facts about the Siberian Husky that reveal just how unique and special this breed truly is. From their ancient history and striking eyes to their incredible stamina and deep pack mentality, Huskies aren't just beautiful dogs. They're living reminders of resilience, loyalty, and adventure. If you've enjoyed learning about them today, here's the next step. Now that you understand the amazing traits that make Huskies who they are, why not discover the everyday things owners sometimes do that can unintentionally hurt their dog's feelings? It's eye-opening, and it will help you strengthen the bond with your furry friend even more. Click on the video that's on your screen right now, and let's keep exploring the amazing world of our pets together.